Alexander Alex Chen, a 34-year-old cryptocurrency trader and blockchain consultant, operated his investment business from a converted warehouse space in Austin, Texas. Chen had established himself as a successful early adopter of digital currencies, having purchased significant holdings of Bitcoin and Ethereum during their initial price surges between 2017 and 2019. His portfolio, managed through multiple digital wallets and exchanges, was valued at approximately $3.2 million as of January 2024. Chen's business model involved providing cryptocurrency consultation services to high-net-worth individuals and small investment firms seeking exposure to digital assets. He charged substantial fees for portfolio management, market analysis, and secure wallet setup services. His client base included tech entrepreneurs, real estate investors, and medical professionals who trusted Chen's expertise in navigating the complex cryptocurrency markets. Chen lived in a modern condominium in the South by Southwest District, a property he had purchased in 2021 for $485,000 using proceeds from his early Bitcoin investments. His lifestyle reflected his financial success, including luxury vehicles, expensive dining habits, and frequent travel to cryptocurrency conferences and blockchain events across the United States and internationally. In March 2023, Chen entered into a business partnership with Marcus Rivera, a 29-year-old software developer with experience in financial technology applications. Rivera had approached Chen with proposals for developing automated trading algorithms and cryptocurrency management software that could enhance Chen's client services while reducing manual oversight requirements. Rivera's background included previous employment at two fintech startups in California, where he had developed trading platforms and risk management tools for traditional investment markets. His technical skills complemented Chen's market knowledge and established client relationships, creating what initially appeared to be a mutually beneficial partnership arrangement. The formal partnership agreement, signed in April 2023, established Rivera as Chief Technology Officer of Chen's consulting firm, now rebranded as Crypto Dynamics LLC. Rivera received a 30% equity stake in exchange for developing proprietary trading software and managing the technical infrastructure supporting Chen's client operations. As part of the partnership arrangement, Rivera relocated to Austin and moved into Chen's condominium to facilitate close collaboration on software development projects. The living arrangement was presented as a temporary measure while Rivera established his own residence, but it continued throughout the remainder of 2023 as their business relationship intensified. Rivera's technical contributions initially proved valuable to the partnership. He developed sophisticated trading algorithms that automated portions of Chen's portfolio management services, allowing them to accept additional clients without proportionally increasing Chen's workload. The software also provided enhanced security measures for client digital wallets and improved reporting capabilities that attracted new business. By October 2023, Crypto Dynamics LLC was managing cryptocurrency portfolios worth over $12 million for approximately 40 clients. The automated systems Rivera had developed were generating consistent profits, and both partners were earning substantial income from management fees and performance bonuses. However, the partnership dynamics began shifting as Rivera gained deeper access to the firm's financial systems and client accounts. His role as technology administrator gave him comprehensive knowledge of wallet passwords, exchange access credentials, and the security protocols protecting client investments. Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. Unknown to Chen, Rivera had been experiencing significant personal financial pressures that intensified throughout late 2023. Rivera owed approximately $180,000 to private lenders who had funded his previous startup ventures in California. These debts carried high interest rates and aggressive collection terms that had become increasingly difficult for Rivera to manage despite his income from the partnership. Additionally, Rivera had developed what friends and family later described as a gambling addiction related to high-risk cryptocurrency trading. He had been using personal funds to make speculative investments in newly launched digital currencies and decentralized finance protocols, most of which resulted in substantial losses. Digital evidence later recovered by investigators showed that Rivera had lost over $340,000 in unauthorized personal trading activities between June and November 2023. These losses occurred in addition to his existing debt obligations, creating a financial crisis that his partnership income could not resolve. Rivera's deteriorating financial situation led him to begin contemplating methods of accessing the substantial cryptocurrency holdings managed by Crypto Dynamics LLC. His administrative access to the firm's systems provided him with the technical capability to transfer funds, but such activities would be quickly discovered during routine account reconciliations. By December 2023, Rivera had developed a plan to systematically transfer portions of client cryptocurrency holdings to wallets under his personal control. His approach involved creating fake transactions that appeared to be legitimate portfolio rebalancing activities, while actually moving funds to external addresses he controlled. Rivera's scheme required sophisticated technical knowledge to avoid immediate detection. He created false transaction records in the firm's management software and generated counterfeit reporting documents that concealed the missing funds from both Chen and their clients. The complexity of cryptocurrency transactions and the relatively infrequent account reviews by clients provided Rivera with a window of opportunity to execute substantial transfers. The theft began with smaller amounts designed to test whether his methods could avoid detection. In early December 2023, Rivera transferred approximately $75,000 worth of Bitcoin from 3 different client accounts to wallets he had established using false identities. When these initial transfers went unnoticed for several weeks, Rivera became increasingly confident in his ability to execute larger thefts. Between December 15, 2023 and January 20, 2024, Rivera systematically stole cryptocurrency worth approximately $2.1 million from 12 different client accounts. His transfers were timed to coincide with periods of high market volatility, when temporary account balance fluctuations might mask the missing funds. Rivera's theft strategy involved immediately converting stolen cryptocurrencies to privacy-focused digital currencies that were more difficult to trace through blockchain analysis. He then transferred these funds through multiple exchanges and mixing services to obscure their origins before converting portions back to Bitcoin and traditional fiat currency. The stolen funds were deposited into bank accounts Rivera had established using shell companies and false identification documents. His goal was to accumulate sufficient liquid assets to pay off his existing debts and establish a new identity that would allow him to disappear before the thefts were discovered. However, Rivera's plan contained a critical flaw that he had not adequately considered. Chen maintained meticulous records of all client accounts and performed comprehensive audits of cryptocurrency holdings on a monthly basis. The January 2024 audit, conducted in late January, immediately revealed significant discrepancies that could not be explained by market volatility or legitimate trading activities. Chen discovered that 12 client accounts showed cryptocurrency balances substantially lower than the amounts recorded in the firm's management software. The missing funds totaled $2,147,000, representing a catastrophic loss that would destroy the firm's reputation and expose both partners to potential criminal liability. Initially, Chen suspected that the discrepancies resulted from technical errors in Rivera's automated trading systems or problems with exchange connectivity that had caused failed transactions. However, detailed blockchain analysis revealed that the missing cryptocurrencies had been transferred to external wallets with no legitimate connection to Crypto Dynamics LLC's operations. Chen confronted Rivera on January 28, 2024, presenting evidence of the unauthorized transfers and demanding explanations for the missing funds. According to digital communications recovered during the subsequent investigation, Chen's initial approach was collaborative, suggesting that they work together to identify the cause of the losses and develop strategies for recovering the stolen funds. Rivera's response to Chen's discovery was initially defensive, claiming that the transfers were part of a complex arbitrage strategy he had implemented to generate additional profits for clients. He promised to provide documentation explaining the transactions and assured Chen that the funds remained under the firm's control. However, when Chen demanded immediate access to the external wallets containing the transferred funds, Rivera was unable to comply with the request. His subsequent attempts to explain the situation became increasingly contradictory and implausible, leading Chen to realize that Rivera had deliberately stolen the cryptocurrency. The confrontation escalated over the following days as Chen demanded that Rivera return the stolen funds and threatened to contact law enforcement if the money was not restored immediately. Rivera claimed that he had lost access to some of the external wallets due to technical problems, and that recovering the funds would require additional time. Chen's patience with Rivera's explanations ended on February 2, 2024, when he informed Rivera that he intended to contact the FBI and report the theft. Chen also stated that he would be forced to inform all affected clients about the missing funds and the firm's inability to honor withdrawal requests. Rivera realized that criminal prosecution and civil liability would result in lengthy imprisonment and permanent destruction of his reputation. The pressure of potential legal consequences, combined with his existing financial desperation, led Rivera to consider increasingly extreme measures to avoid accountability for his actions. On the evening of February 5, 2024, Chen returned to their shared condominium after meeting with an attorney to discuss legal options for recovering the stolen cryptocurrency. Rivera was present in the residence, and their conversation quickly turned to the ongoing dispute over the missing funds. According to evidence later presented at trial, Rivera had spent the day researching methods of permanently eliminating Chen as a witness to his crimes. Digital forensics revealed that Rivera had searched online for information about untraceable weapons, methods of disposing of human remains, and techniques for avoiding detection in homicide cases. The confrontation between Chen and Rivera that evening became physical when Chen again demanded that Rivera provide access to the stolen cryptocurrency or face immediate criminal prosecution. Rivera's response was to retrieve a kitchen knife from their shared kitchen and attack Chen without warning. The assault occurred in the condominium's living room at approximately 9:30 p.m. Forensic evidence indicated that Rivera stabbed Chen multiple times in the chest and abdomen, inflicting wounds that caused massive internal bleeding and rapid blood loss. Chen attempted to defend himself and reach his cell phone to call for assistance, but Rivera continued the attack until Chen collapsed from his injuries. Medical examiners later determined that Chen sustained 7 stab wounds, 4 of which were fatal. The pattern and depth of the wounds indicated that Rivera had used significant force and had continued attacking Chen even after he was no longer capable of resistance. Following the murder, Rivera attempted to stage the scene to suggest that Chen had been killed during a robbery. He ransacked the condominium, broke several windows, and removed valuable items including Chen's laptop, tablet, and jewelry. Rivera also deleted files from Chen's personal computer and destroyed physical documents related to their business operations. However, Rivera's staging efforts were ultimately unsuccessful because he lacked the technical knowledge to completely eliminate digital evidence of his cryptocurrency thefts. Cloud-based backups of the firm's financial records and blockchain transaction histories remained intact, providing investigators with comprehensive evidence of the missing funds. Rivera fled Austin immediately after the murder, driving Chen's Tesla Model S to Houston, where he abandoned the vehicle and purchased airline tickets using false identification. His destination was a cryptocurrency-friendly country, where he believed he could access his stolen funds without attracting attention from U.S. law enforcement agencies. However, Rivera's escape plan was disrupted when Chen's body was discovered on February 6, 2024, by a building maintenance worker who had been called to investigate reports of unusual odors from the condominium. The Austin Police Department immediately launched a homicide investigation and issued alerts for Rivera as a person of interest. The investigation proceeded rapidly due to the substantial digital evidence available through Chen's business records and the cryptocurrency transactions that Rivera had attempted to conceal. FBI financial crime specialists were able to trace the stolen funds through blockchain analysis and identify the methods Rivera had used to launder the cryptocurrency. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more incredible true crime stories. Let us know in the comments what you think was Rivera's biggest mistake in planning this crime. Law enforcement agencies coordinated with international partners to track Rivera's movements and freeze assets in accounts linked to his false identities. He was arrested at Miami International Airport on February 9, 2024, while attempting to board a flight to Colombia using fraudulent travel documents. During his arrest, Rivera was found to be carrying multiple fake passports, over $85,000 in cash, and encrypted devices containing cryptocurrency wallet information. His possession of these items supported prosecution arguments about premeditation and his intent to permanently flee the country with stolen funds. Rivera initially declined to cooperate with investigators and requested legal counsel. However, the overwhelming digital evidence of his cryptocurrency thefts and the physical evidence linking him to Chen's murder made defense strategies extremely challenging. The prosecution's case was strengthened by testimony from Crypto Dynamics LLC clients who had trusted Rivera and Chen with their cryptocurrency investments. Several clients had lost their entire retirement savings or children's education funds as a result of Rivera's thefts, providing powerful victim impact evidence during trial proceedings. Forensic accountants testified that Rivera had successfully laundered approximately $1.7 million of the stolen cryptocurrency before his arrest, with the remaining $400,000 still traceable through blockchain records. The laundered funds had been converted to traditional currency and deposited in accounts across multiple countries, making recovery efforts complex and time-consuming. The murder weapon was recovered from a dumpster near the condominium building, with Rivera's fingerprints and DNA evidence clearly linking him to the crime. Surveillance footage from the building's security cameras showed Rivera leaving the property shortly after Chen's estimated time of death, carrying bags that contained the items he had stolen during his staging efforts. Digital evidence from Rivera's personal devices revealed the extent of his premeditation, including searches for information about Chen's daily routines, the layout of their shared residence, and methods of avoiding detection during violent crimes. This evidence contradicted any potential claims that the murder had been committed in the heat of passion rather than as a calculated decision. The trial of Marcus Rivera began in Travis County District Court in September 2024. Prosecutors presented charges of capital murder, aggravated robbery, money laundering, and multiple counts of theft related to his cryptocurrency crimes. The prosecution's case emphasized the calculating nature of Rivera's crimes, from the systematic theft of client funds to the planned murder of his business partner. They argued that Rivera had betrayed the trust of both Chen and their clients while demonstrating a complete lack of remorse for the devastating impact of his actions. Rivera's defense team attempted to argue that the murder had been committed during a heated argument rather than as part of a premeditated plan. They claimed that Rivera had stolen the cryptocurrency due to gambling addiction and financial desperation, suggesting that his judgment had been impaired by psychological pressure. However, the defense strategy was undermined by the extensive digital evidence showing Rivera's research into murder methods and escape planning. The prosecution successfully demonstrated that Rivera had planned both the thefts and the murder as part of a comprehensive scheme to eliminate witnesses and avoid accountability. Victim impact statements provided by Chen's family members and defrauded clients created powerful testimony about the human cost of Rivera's crimes. Chen's parents described the loss of their son and the destruction of the business he had built through years of honest work and expertise. Several clients testified about the financial devastation they had experienced as a result of Rivera's thefts. One retired couple explained that they had lost their entire life savings and were forced to return to work in their 70s to cover basic living expenses. The jury deliberated for 11 hours before returning guilty verdicts on all charges. Under Texas law, the capital murder conviction made Rivera eligible for either life imprisonment without parole or the death penalty. During the penalty phase of the trial, prosecutors argued that Rivera's crimes demonstrated exceptional cruelty and complete disregard for human life. They emphasized that he had murdered his business partner to cover up financial crimes and had shown no remorse for either the theft or the homicide. The defense presented mitigation evidence, including Rivera's previously clean criminal record and testimony from family members about his struggles with gambling addiction and financial pressure. However, the jury was not persuaded that these factors justified reducing the severity of his punishment. Rivera was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole for the capital murder conviction, plus additional sentences totaling 60 years for the theft and money laundering charges. The sentences were ordered to run consecutively, ensuring that Rivera would never be eligible for release. The investigation into the stolen cryptocurrency continued after Rivera's conviction, with federal agencies working to recover as much of the laundered funds as possible for return to victimized clients. Approximately $800,000 was successfully recovered through international cooperation and asset forfeiture proceedings. However, the remaining $1.3 million in stolen cryptocurrency remained inaccessible due to Rivera's use of privacy-focused digital currencies and his refusal to provide access credentials to investigators. This amount represented permanent losses for the affected clients, many of whom had invested their retirement savings or children's education funds. Crypto Dynamics, LLC was dissolved following Chen's death and Rivera's conviction. The firm's remaining legitimate assets were liquidated to provide partial compensation to defrauded clients, but the recovered amounts were insufficient to restore their full losses. The case prompted increased scrutiny of cryptocurrency investment firms and calls for enhanced regulatory oversight of digital asset management services. Several clients filed civil lawsuits against the firm's insurance carriers and business partners, seeking additional compensation for their losses. Rivera's conviction also led to changes in how law enforcement agencies investigate cryptocurrency-related crimes, with expanded training for investigators and prosecutors in blockchain analysis and digital asset recovery techniques. Alexander Chen was remembered by family, friends, and colleagues as an innovative entrepreneur who had built a successful business through honest work and expertise in emerging financial technologies. His funeral was attended by hundreds of people whose lives had been touched by his generosity and professional integrity. Chen's family established a scholarship fund in his memory to support students studying financial technology and blockchain development. The fund reflects Chen's belief in the positive potential of cryptocurrency technology when used ethically and transparently. Rivera is currently serving his sentence at the Texas Department of Criminal Justice's maximum security facility in Huntsville. He has filed multiple appeals challenging his conviction and sentence, but courts have consistently upheld the jury's verdicts and the appropriateness of his punishment. The case remains one of the most significant cryptocurrency-related murders in recent U.S. criminal history, demonstrating the potential for digital asset crimes to escalate to extreme violence when substantial sums of money are involved. Law enforcement agencies continue to use Rivera's case as a training example for investigators working on similar crimes.